Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about money. That's right, we're going to talk about money. Finally, right? Finally, after 290 some episodes of the show, I don't think we've actually dealt with this particular subject matter. So we're going to dive into it today. It's foundational. It's foundational. Everything that you're working towards right now, your career or your business, all the skill sets that you're improving and everything that you're learning, increasing your capabilities around, all of that stuff that you're working towards has to be built on a solid foundation of having a healthy relationship with money. Because if you don't have a healthy relationship with money, you're always going to have a hard time making it. And the money that you do make, you're going to have a hard time keeping. So we have to make sure we're aware, we're raising our level of awareness around our belief systems and mindsets around money. Now, what are some of those belief systems? Obviously, it runs the spectrum, right? Like there's an infinite number of different belief systems around money. Some of the negative ones that I've seen in my life through various individuals and people that I've known. A really common one is one that, it's the philosophy that you can't take their money with you, which, it's absolutely correct, right? Like it's 100% correct. We live on a physical realm. Anything that we create, build, manifest in this material realm, we can't take with us when we die, for sure. I believe that wholeheartedly. However, without keeping this particular mindset in check, what ends up happening is what I've seen happen is people become frivolous spenders, right? I can't take it with me. I might as well spend it on this. I might as well spend it on this distraction and that thing that's frivolous. All well and good if the caveat is if you have your basic necessities met, right? If you already have enough money to meet your basic necessities, then spend everything else on frivolous pursuits. That's completely up to you. However, again, what I've seen with individuals in my life that I've known in my life, they end up spending everything on frivolous things, right? Instead of and have really neglected all the obligations that they need to meet. I mean, basics, right? Human basic necessities: roof over your head, food on your table, clothes on your back. If you can't do that, chances are you have a negative belief system around money. Also, especially if you're responsible for other human beings, right? If you have kids, if you're the primary income provider in your house, if you're an adult with an aging parent, whatever the situation might be, yes, of course, you cannot take your money with you, but you have to make sure that you have enough to make sure that you're taking care of the people that you're responsible for in your household. Now, I know that's all well and good, and that sounds fair and that sounds logical, but I also recognize that we live in a time that people are having difficulty, right? People are having a hard time making ends meet. The economy here in the U.S., I mean, the recession is still happening as of this recording. People are really feeling the squeeze. At least the majority of the people are feeling the squeeze. And so the other mindset that I wanted to bring up today, the other unhealthy belief system around money is the lack mentality, that there's never enough. And again, I get it, right? It's we live in a tough time, and what ends up happening is people might feel like they're being frugal and they that they're hoarding and that they're saving, but because they have this lack mentality, that lack mentality manifests itself in spending behavior that actually causes you to have more lack, because you believe that there's never enough, right? If you believe that there's never enough, you're always going to create situations where there's never enough for you. It's gonna manifest itself in your spending behavior. Really be careful of this, because again, I understand that things are tight for a lot of people. I understand that people are feeling the squeeze. If you have a lack mentality, if you feel like there's never enough, you're just going to create more of that, right? You're just going to create more of that in your life. Now, how do you address these things? Well, first, as we mentioned, you raise your level of awareness around the belief systems you have around money, right? Some other ones that, just the really common ones that always get talked about is that, money is bad, or, money doesn't make the world go round. All these kind of lack mentality belief systems, right? The way to address it is raising your level of awareness around it, and then replacing it with a healthy mindset, right? And for me, I did this early in my career. I mean, I still make sure I'm cultivating a healthy relationship around money, but I started doing this early in my career because I mean, the belief systems I was exposed to growing up, I knew weren't necessarily the belief systems that were going to get me to where I wanted to go financially. And so I relied on a lot of personal development type resources. I've talked about Randy Gage before on this show because he's a mentor of mine and a friend. And early in my career, not only did I look to him for education and mentorship in network marketing, but also in the mindset side, right? In the prosperity side, right? So he does a lot of teachings on prosperity and abundance mindset, and you can just Google him, right? Google him, go look for his stuff on YouTube, and what that will lead to is other resources that you can turn to and that resonate with you that will help you cultivate a healthy relationship around money. Again, super, super important to change your belief systems and perspective, because everything that you're doing right now is built on a foundation of your belief system around money. Just a shift in perspective, right? A shift in perspective. And honestly, this popped in my head to talk about as a topic because recently I saw a couple of posts online on Instagram, in particular, that put this on the forefront of my mind, and it made me realize that okay, maybe a lot of people are thinking about this stuff, so I might as well address it. And so I love these two particular frameworks around money and mindsets and belief systems around money, and they'll go together really well. And you'll see here as I explain it and read this quote. The first quote is from Luke Belmare: "You don't buy things in life with money. You buy things in life with the time that it takes you to make that money." Super, super important. I know in network marketing, historically, we've had this kind of comparative conversation about jobs and building a network marketing business or building any kind of business. We always, in a very kind of derogatory and condescending manner, talk about jobs as trading your time for money, which I mean, I guess it kind of is, but everything is really trading your time for money. It's just how are you using that time to generate the income that you want to generate in order for you to live the life that you want to live. So it was a really interesting perspective shift for me, because again, I always thought of employment as trading your time for dollars, but really in everything that I do, I'm trading my time to create more dollars. I'm just creating dollars in a different way, right? In a different way. Entrepreneurism, obviously, for me, works. I talked about that in the past handful of episodes. Because our time is limited, right? It's the one really most important commodity that we have, because it expires. I want to make better use of that time to generate more money, right? Than I can, in an employee situation necessarily. Again, whatever works for you and whatever you're happy with, and that really all depends on the level of income and the type of life that you want to live. So this leads me to my second quote from Benjamin Herberg. And he had a post recently that it was a quote on the screen with him, a video of him, and it just said, "I just want to have enough income to fund my lifestyle, not to be depressed, bless other people, and be around good humans." Right? I really love that particular quote because it doesn't define for you what you need to have, right, in terms of the level of income and the type of money and the type of lifestyle even. I see on social, especially on the feeds, is that, a lot of the sales stuff and the marketing stuff sells a very, very specific and narrow lifestyle. I really work consciously and purposefully not to do that in my content. I want you to define the type of life for you, right? I'm not going to give you a definition of what success is. I'm not going to give you a definition of how much income you need to make. I want you to decide that for yourself. Decide how much money you need to have the lifestyle that you want to live, and go out there and make it. Create that income, create that money in any way, shape, or form that you want to use your time in doing so, right? And that's why I really love these two quotes. They work beautifully together in really, I think, freeing you up from whatever shackles or constraints of the particular ways. The ideas that you have around money and the particular specific ways that you feel that it can be generated and created, right? All right, so again, let me read these two quotes just to drive it home. The first quote from Luke Belmare: "You don't buy things in life with money. You buy things in life with the time that it takes you to make that money." And then so you go on to define how you want to live, and therefore how you want to spend your time making money. And Benjamin Herberg says, "I just want to have enough income to fund my lifestyle, not to be depressed, bless other people, and be around good humans." Those are great guidelines, I think, for you moving forward in building the life that you want, and especially creating and generating the income that you need to build that lifestyle. Right. So that's it. That's going to be today. That's going to be all for today's episode. Hopefully that makes sense. Of course, reach out to me if you have any questions. Follow the show if you haven't already followed it. Please do me a favor and share it if you think that other people can get value out of this information, and it can help them shift their mindsets and their belief systems around money, so that they have healthier belief systems around money. By all means, please share this with them, because I think this is work that we all need to start and continue cultivating within ourselves. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Stay tuned for more next week. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.